I was like the fussiest eater, then developed into an eating disorder. The amount of people that sacrifice how they feel to look 4 or 5 pounds lighter. So this demonisation around oat milk, unless you're literally drinking the whole carton a day, I promise you it's fine. Research just come out about women taking creatine who were sleep deprived and they had better brain function.
This is Catch-Ups in My Kitchen, the catch-up you need every week in order to look, feel and be the best version of yourself. Join me in my kitchen every week as I speak to a new guest about all things food, health and wellness. Whether it's a specialist in their field, an inspiring story, or just a big girly catch-up full of all the recommendations, tips and advice. In my kitchen, we talk about it all. Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Catch-Ups in My Kitchen with me, Georgia Simmons, host of the podcast. In my kitchen this week, we are joined by Sophie Bertrand to talk about all things plant-based and animal-based. Sophie is a registered nutritionist and she's been working in the wellness space for over 10 years. She's also the mum of 2 boys, Romeo and Hudson, who are 4 and 2. So we also touch on being a mum and giving your children the best start in life when it comes to food. Food is fuel, and it's crazy that we don't get taught as much about nutrition as we should at schools. So we touched on how Sophie has brought up her children and what does she do to kind of give them the best start. There's so much in this episode. If you're a mum or even if you're just passionate about nutrition and want to learn how to do your best, this is a great episode. I hope you love it. There's a ton of recommendations. So without further ado, let's go and meet Sophie in the kitchen. Sophie, welcome to my kitchen. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really excited for this conversation. We've had a little teaser on a panel before, but now it's a proper one-to-one. So I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like we've just had a mini podcast.
I know, I wish that was all recorded. Do you mind giving a quick elevator pitch? Who you are, what you do?
Okay, so I always like to start with the fact I'm a mum of 2 boys. That's like my main job. I absolutely love it. I'm also a registered nutritionist. I have co-authored a book with one of my best friends called Forking Wellness. We used to do a podcast together as well. I've been working in the wellness industry for I think 10 years now. For the first 7 years, I was working for myself, doing nutrition consultancy for different brands, companies, one-to-ones, literally everything. Had pretty much 2 babies in like 2 or 3 years, like quite close together. And that kind of threw me off. So to cut a long story short, I took a contract role with a health tech company in metabolic health. It was very corporate. I loved it for the time, but just over a year was enough. And I've recently taken a job working for Afra Wellness, which is health tech still, but working in health, wellness and marketing, which I absolutely love.
Amazing. I mean, the space has probably changed so much over the time you've been working in it.
It's crazy. And I always go back to like, I started kind of like building my business on Instagram, and it was literally like you uploaded a recipe and put like a still image up and like hundreds of people would like it. And to me, that's so crazy now because I'm like, people now spend hours trying to create a reel for like 50 people to like it.
Literally. It's insane. And I know you did Forking Wellness with Barry.
Yeah.
And I always talk to her about this because she's still on the stills. She's like, I don't want the reels.
Yeah,
like, I'm here for the stills.
I have so much like respect for full-time content creators. And I think so many people think it's so easy. And I'm like, it's not.
It's not.
It's the shooting, the editing, the over-analysing, the validation that they're looking for. Like, I've kind of taken a big step back from that in the last 2 years, since I've had my kids, really.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And also you're like, what's going to hook people? What are they learning from this?
It's what you think about.
Yeah. Whereas before, any recipe would kind of do okay because it was like new.
And then if your content flops, you're like, oh my God, what have I done wrong?
Yeah.
And to me, like, I'm just like, that could go so downhill.
Yeah, and there's bigger fish to fry in the world.
Exactly.
So completely. We have a quick fire round about all things food to kick things off.
Okay.
So what was your favourite restaurant in London?
I'm going to give you like the mum answer. I love going to Megan's because they do such a good kids menu. And it's not like your typical kids menu where everything's like beige and deep fried. It's like a proper like healthy kids menu. So that's always our go-to.
We're going to talk a lot about like kids nutrition and like how you do it as a mum because I feel like it's quite an interesting topic. But that's so true that it's fresher for children.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, go-to Deliveroo.
We don't really do Deliveroo a lot. I don't know if I've ever
I love that. Not many people, honestly, people come on here and they rarely say, oh yeah, I love Deliveroo.
I don't think I've ever ordered on delivery.
I love it. That's amazing. That's a perfect like nutritionist answer. Okay, what is your hangover meal?
I don't drink.
Or tired meal?
God, how boring am I? Love electrolytes in the morning. And probably if I was feeling really tired, I'd make like a matcha protein shake with eggs and vegetables.
In the shake?
No, not in the shake.
Oh, I was going to say.
The shake's on the side.
I was like, hold on a minute. We've got eggs and vegetables in the shake.
I'm just putting a whole meal in a protein shake there. So matcha protein shake and then eggs and veggies on the side.
Nice.
Normally I'm a sweet breakfast girl, but if I was feeling like really low in energy, I would do like a full on.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Agree. Eggs when you're tired always work.
Yeah, win.
Agree. Okay, what is your favourite coffee shop?
Oh, Hagen.
Oh my God, me too.
I love it.
It's
like
the
the
best.
coffee, the decaf coffee and the matcha all does it for me. I literally go in there and I'm like, what shall I get? Because I love them all.
Yeah, and the milks are really good too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, which food for you is a complete no-no?
I always think with like my mum hat on for this, just something like really, really processed.
Yeah, like salami.
Yeah. Literally that.
Salami.
You answered for me. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that is a no. I agree. Okay, and what's your favourite dish to cook at home?
Like a veggie stir fry with anything protein in it. So either like tofu or salmon. For my husband, I'll do chicken. Just like throw in all the veggies, whole grains.
Yeah,
so easy.
A stir fry is one pan.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, I want to start at the beginning and ask you why you went vegan back in the day.
Back like 10 years ago.
Yes.
I feel like my relationship with food was almost like reborn at that point because I had a really disordered relationship with food growing up and I didn't like anything. Like I just didn't like food. I was like the fussiest eater. I think I grew up on like bread, chicken and chips. Like anything with flavour I didn't like. Nothing with sauce. Like I didn't like baked beans. Like I cannot describe to you how fussy I was.
Oh my God.
So that kind of like then developed into an eating disorder. To cut a long story short, by the time I got to my early 20s, I would say, again, I just felt like I almost just gave myself a clean slate. I was like, there's more to life than like not eating and controlling everything and wanting to be the thinnest girl in the room. So I'm just going to like give myself a clean slate. And I started experimenting with so many new foods. Like I literally at the age of 21 tried baked beans, like really enjoyed them. Wow. I was like, oh my God, I actually kind of like food. And I just started experimenting more and more and more. And I grew up thinking that like meat, like chicken was the only source of protein. So it's like when people used to hear you were vegan, they'd be like, what do you eat? Like carbs and vegetables. Yeah. And I learned that like there was tofu and black beans and pulses and grains and chickpeas and all these different things. And I just really enjoyed it. So I kind of went vegan because I believed it was healthier for me at the time. And I also was like, and I'm doing my bit for the planet and the animals. So it was kind of like all the benefits that come with being vegan. I was like, this all kind of, I'm sold on. Yeah. And just to clarify, I was only strictly vegan for probably 1 or 2 years. And then I introduced Greek yogurt because I love Greek yogurt. Yeah, so I was kind of vegan while still eating Greek yogurt, occasionally eggs, occasionally cheese. But 99% of my diet was plant-based. I never touched like meat or anything like that. That's what
I think it's so interesting. I think also for you, having gone from like basically just eating bread and like
literally
nothing.
I don't know how I survived.
Yeah, like nothing colourful.
Nothing nutritious.
Plant-based was probably a really good step to like open the door to like other foods.
Exactly. And I always remind myself when my kids are having like a fussy day that like I literally grew up on like I would eat like, occasionally like broccoli and carrots when my mum would serve it to me when she cooked for me, but in general I ate no diversity. So I just look at my kids and I'm like, they're doing so much better than I ever did and I'm fine now.
Yeah. And what kind of pivoted you to go like plant-based in terms of like and give yourself that clean slate? Because I think going from a disordered place from a mental perspective to then being like, right, I'm going to try and go plant-based now, and like that's quite a tough like mental thing to go through.
It was super gradual. It was probably from the age of like 18 and then I felt comfortable with it at 22. 22 is like my benchmark of when like my relationship with food really, really improved, and I just felt the benefits of it. So I started to feel so much more energized, just happier. Like I cared less about what I looked like because I felt so good. so yeah, it was more just like, and like my hair felt nice and my skin felt good again.
Yeah.
And I just saw and felt the improvements. So I was like, this is just such a good thing for me. And that kind of like gave me the motivation to just continue with it and keep exploring.
Yeah, it's so interesting about looks versus feel. And I feel like
that's what I always encourage my clients to do now. I'm like, just tune into how you feel. And like, even if it means not looking in the mirror for 2 weeks, just like the amount of people that sacrifice how they feel to look 4 or 5 pounds lighter is so sad.
It is so sad.
My energy is my everything. If someone said to me, like, we're going to give you one thing in life, I'd be like, just give me all the energy.
Yeah.
Like, every day I wake up so grateful. I wake up in bed in the morning and I'm like, today's going to be a great day. Like, I feel so great. I wake up. I've never snoozed my alarm in like the last 5 years. I'm always ready to get out of bed.
Yeah. And I think that's so important. Yeah. And like, if you are like, you say 4 pounds lighter, but you're already like sad. Yeah. What's the point?
Can I say literally no one is going to notice whether or not, even you're like half a stone bigger than you are, no one's looking at you.
No.
Everyone's worried about themselves.
Yeah. I saw this on a podcast recently actually, and they were like, at your funeral, no one's going to be like, that girl had a really good thigh gap.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's going to say that.
Some people just don't even get, like, when I was so thin, I did not even have a thigh gap. And I was like, some people, like, our bodies are all different.
Yeah.
Not everyone has something as a result of their diet. Like,
completely.
Genetically, we're all so different.
Yeah. You want people to be like, that girl was so happy. That girl was so much
always
fun.
Had energy coming into the room.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That shines brighter.
Made me feel good. Yeah, exactly.
Completely. And then you like craved a steak one day. So let's talk about that.
Literally. It was so weird. And it's funny because I actually shared it on my Instagram that I was craving a steak. And I had so many people, like, I couldn't believe how many people messaged me being like, oh my God, I had this. I was vegan for X amount of years or plant-based for X amount of years. And then I ate a steak. And I was like, oh my God, like, people have actually acted on it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sit with this for a while. The timings were really weird because I after like months of feeling like this, I was like, I'm going to have a steak because I just feel like I really want it. I actually, when we used to go out for restaurants when I was little, my dad would always order me a steak. So my body's been used to eating steak at some point in my life. So I went out to a nice steak restaurant, ordered my steak, and I was like, I'm going to have the first bite, not make a big deal out of it. And if it feels right, great. If it doesn't, I don't have to eat it. But honestly, like, the first bite was so good. So I, had my steak. And then 2 weeks later, I got a like all body health check and I got my bloods done, and it came back that my iron was really low. So, and it was just so weird because I'd already eaten the steak and it was almost like my body was saying, look, your iron is so low, like, the plant-based diet is just not cutting it anymore. Yeah. And I just want to say as well, like I said, I have my babies really close together. I've literally at this point either been pregnant or breastfeeding for almost 5 years. And I just think, and I had low iron in both my pregnancies and in my 3rd trimester. So I just think what worked for me back then just wasn't working for the body that's birthed and breastfed 2 babies.
Completely.
So
I think that makes so much sense, and you have to tune into your body, and our bodies change and need things at different times. Mm-hmm. And like there may be a time where like you go back to like not eating as much red meat, or I don't know, we'll go into how much red meat you eat now, but like it does change. And like people always say, I currently don't eat meat, but like my boyfriend's like, I think you're gonna have a steak at some point in your life. Like, I know you will. And I'm like, I'm not saying I won't. I'm not. Like, I can't.
I would have put money on the fact that I would never eat meat again. I literally used to say, like, we'd have barbecues at my family house every Sunday, and I would always say, like, my brothers would be like, oh, do you think you'll ever eat meat again? And I'd be like, absolutely not. Like, I would just never do that. Yeah. And here we are.
Completely. And I just think that like we shouldn't put ourselves in a box of like, I am this.
And I also want to say it was so liberating coming out of that restaurant, having had a steak and thinking, I don't have to label myself like plant-based or vegetarian anymore. I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah. It just felt really liberating. And I think probably because like the history of the eating disorder, I'd always identified so much with what my diet was as like who I was as a person. And it was almost kind of like the final, I'm just going to what I want.
And it shouldn't define you. It's so true. Like we've touched on this before. Like I've kind of gone through a similar journey where like I was vegan and then slowly introduced a few more things like eggs. Yeah. Greek yogurt we've touched on. Yeah. Bone broth. I was really like craving that. And weirdly, I also came off a flight the other day And I was like, I am craving bone broth. And it was so weird. And
it's so strange. I didn't even have cravings when I was pregnant. I had 0 cravings when I was pregnant.
Yeah. And like, do you know Holy Cacao?
Yes. Yeah. Love them.
So I was like, it was kind of a bit cold. Obviously, you know, you get off your flight, you've been somewhere hot, you have somewhere cold suddenly.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get home and have a Holy Cacao right now. Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's the minerals, it's a collagen, it's something in there, which clearly I was lacking. And I think also when you go away, you eat different foods and you're not probably eating as nourished.
Your gut's like a little bit out of
whack. So I was craving that. But I just taking the kind of restriction away. And again, another thing, like I was out last night at a friend's house and they cooked for me and they didn't know that like I don't really eat mozzarella. I don't really and like I was like, it's fine. Like I'll just
go with it.
I'll go with it and like kind of pick around it if I can. And like it's okay. And like taking the restriction off is just so nice. But obviously you're now kind of eating red meat again, but there are some like do's and don'ts within that in terms of you kind of probably focus on the quality. It's more of a like, I guess the way you should treat alcohol, like, oh, I'm going to eat a steak this evening and it's going to be really nice. I'm going to go out to a nice butcher. So is that kind of how you...
Yeah, I'm fussy and I get this might sound like a bit of a privileged thing to say, but I would rather eat less of it and have a better quality experience with it. So I like it to be organic and grass-fed. I do tend to go to my local butcher for it. But again, you know, I go to my parents' house for a barbecue on a Sunday and I know they don't go to the local butcher. They buy from a supermarket. And I'm kind of like, okay, I'm eating a beef burger. It might not be organic, but I'm like, I'm just going to go with it. And again, when I go to friends' house, but 99% of the time, and definitely if it's me in charge of getting it, I like to kind of make sure it is of the quality that I feel comfortable eating.
Yeah. And I think we can only do our best.
Yeah.
But taking the restriction and the barriers and the like stress away from making sure everything's perfect is so liberating.
100%. And like I said, I'm way more flexible if I'm like out. And especially at a restaurant, like you don't always get organic meat depending on the restaurant you go to. But I think, and we do have a lot of research to say that we are eating too much red meat as a country, but the processed and not so great quality, and that is associated with adverse health outcomes. So again, it comes down to my health and well-being at the same time.
So from a nutritionist's perspective, like where are we with it? Because obviously with the plant-based trend, let's call it the trend, there was so much like red meat's bad, dairy's bad, like high cholesterol, high risk of cancer, all of those things, which again, I very much agree with and believe in to an extent.
Yeah.
So where are you with what is it? Because now we're looking at people who are eating steak for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
I know, it's crazy.
And I'm like, wow, for someone who's not in this world and isn't doing their research in their free time because that's not their passion, they're like, I'm so confused. One minute everyone was promoting tofu and now everyone's promoting steak.
Literally, I would say like 4 years ago, everyone was like, vegan is the most like healthy diet you can be on. Like meat is associated with all these different cancers and type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So much, I don't know where to start. So firstly, you have to look at the types of meats and the types of diets and the types of people that they're doing this research on. So these people who are eating, you know, processed meats 3 times a day, might also be smoking and not walking every day. You know, you have to think about the types of people that they're pulling this research from. And again, we are eating too much meat as a country. You know, there's very few sources in which are organically farmed. Typically, if you go to the supermarket, most of them, you know, they're not provided by their local butchers.
No.
So I would say shop locally where you can. Again, I know that comes with a price tag, but I do believe that one, health is an investment. And if you're going to cut back on something, can it be the coffee that you're buying every day? Because that literally costs $5 at the moment.
Yeah, it does.
And 2, just get savvy. It doesn't healthy eating does not have to be super expensive. In fact, Deliveroos or, you know, takeaways, I would really argue that if you went and brought all those ingredients from a supermarket and made it yourself at home, 1, it would probably be healthier, and 2, it would probably cost the same, if not less.
Completely
I
agree.
really do believe that. Like, go and challenge yourself to do that. You don't believe me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think that, I think all this research is done like on a mass scale and like the average person in the UK is having too much dairy and meat.
The farmers are overwhelmed, which is why there's more like factory farming, and animals are not farmed in great conditions. That breaks my heart. It really does. And some people might say I'm a hypocrite because I'm eating meat, but again, I like to think I'm eating the steak from the cow that was very looked after, eating grass and roaming in the field, having a nice life. And maybe that's me being a little bit ignorant, but the other extreme is literally like animals so tightly pushed together, can't do anything. They've got no quality of life. They're being force fed. You don't know what they're eating. A lot of farmers are just trying to fatten them up quickly to get them out the door. We're going down a bit of a rabbit hole here, but you do need to take some responsibility for the food that you're buying.
Completely. And what about dairy? Are you obviously...
I don't, again, it's a weird one for me. I love Greek yogurt. So my thing is and this is not just nutrition, this is like any area of life. It's like there's so much information, but you don't have to do all of it, but just do your part where you can. So I don't drink cow's milk, but I do eat Greek yogurt. I occasionally eat cheese, and I probably have eggs maybe 2 or 3 days a week. So again, I'm trying to just be a bit moderate with it. I genuinely prefer plant-based milk, and my son drinks plant-based milk, but my other son is actually still breastfeeding, but he will have probably cow's milk because, again, the cost versus me and Romeo drink so much oat milk that my husband's like, this is just going to cost a fortune if Hudson's also drinking oat milk. So we've decided we're going to put him on organic cow's milk.
So let's touch on the children, because this is really interesting. And I'm not a mom, I'm not at that stage in life, but I'm already thinking about those types of things you'll have to decide on. So when you had your first, which is Romeo, you brought him up on a predominantly plant-based diet?
Yes, he was literally just plant-based. I had a plant-based pregnancy, so I was like, his body doesn't know meat because I never ate it when he was pregnant. And I genuinely believe that a plant-rich diet is one of the healthiest diets you can have.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like fiber, diversity.
So much nutrients.
I agree.
Come with it. But my husband loves meat, and he was like, we've got boys, we want them to be eating enough protein. And I said to him, I really want you to kind of just value my opinion on this and my expertise. And I was like, and I am the one carrying and pushing out the baby. So just bear with me for a few years. I'm not saying he'll never eat meat, but I really want to raise him plant-based. And another reason for that was because all I ever knew was chicken and chips. And that is not me saying, my mum and dad did nothing for me. My mum said that I was a really fussy child and I didn't want anything she would try to wean me on. But I wanted him to know that there was this whole diverse range of plant foods that could make up the foundation of his diet. And then if he wanted to explore with, a bit of chicken, a bit of meat, that could come as like a side dish almost.
Yeah.
But it didn't have to be the main event.
And it should be like that. And I'm so for this. Yeah. I'm like, the fiber, the greens should be the main. Yeah. And then a really lovely piece of meat, if you want to go down that, or fish, if you want to go down that route, can be like the addition, but the main should be plant-based. I love that.
So that was the reason for that. And then obviously when I started eating meat, my husband was like, okay, now can we introduce meat to the boys' diet? So Romeo is 4, just turned 4, and we have said to him probably about 6 months ago, we always say, do you want to try some chicken, or do you want to try this? He is just not interested. He knows that he doesn't eat meat, and he loves just eating the plant foods. He has occasionally had chicken in a curry, and he's aware of the fact that he's eaten chicken, but if it's just on a plate, he's not touching it. So I'm just like, I'm fine with that. I'm like, he's clued up. I swear he's like going on 14. He's like an old soul in a young body. And then my little one, who's almost 2, he's going to be totally different. He's like away with the fairies, bless him. He's just like so happy-go-lucky. I
love that.
But he has had some red meat in like a bolognese or something. He's not too keen on chicken, interestingly. But again, I didn't wean him on these foods, so they have been introduced later. So maybe it will take some time for them to. And I don't doubt that when they're teenage boys, they'll probably up their meat intake. But I'm really, really happy with the fact that the foundation of their diet is plant foods.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I think you're doing it the other way around. Like a lot of people trying to introduce their children to fruits and vegetables, and
100%.
And I think that's really nice. So you mentioned that Romeo drinks a lot of oat milk.
Yeah.
I was so like, oh, interesting.
I'll go.
So, talked about this. Let's talk about the oat milk thing because
I'll talk about it.
Because I got your coffee today or matcha and you had soy milk.
Yeah, I always have soy when I'm out, but I have oat at home.
Okay, explain.
Okay, because usually the oat milks that they use in coffee shops are really high in sugar. So when I breastfed him until he was 19 months, and then when I was drinking oat milk at the time. I didn't want him drinking cow's milk because I didn't drink cow's milk. And so I tried him on soy because nutritionally that is the next best thing to cow's milk. He did not like soy milk. He was not drinking it. So I was like, okay, try him on my oat milk. And I use a brand that's fortified with iodine. And it's very rare that you get a plant milk that's fortified with iodine. And I'd say that's really important if you
Which brand?
Oatly.
Oatly, yeah.
I've got to have people come after me now.
No, it's fine. Share it.
So we were using Oatly Barista, and then they brought out Oatly No Sugars.
Yes.
So that's the one we drink. It's fortified with all the vitamins. It's got iodine in it. No other oat milk that I know of, apart from Marks and Spencer's brand, but that's out of my way and probably more expensive, fortifies with iodine. So that's the one we choose. Love me or hate me. But it's fine. Like, it's like there's this whole like demonization around oat milk. Unless you're literally drinking
the whole carton
a day, I promise you it's fine.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's when you're not including dairy products, you do need to be fortifying or like making up those nutrients that you might be missing, because dairy is pretty nutritious.
Yeah.
So he's on oat milk. And like I said, I now buy the no sugars one, which I thought was just genius of Oatly to bring out, because then it's, water and sugars and you still get all the nutrients. So
no, honestly, I also feel like you've done your research and this is what makes sense for you and your son. And like, that's great. And I think, people will be like, oat milk. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, that's your, everyone has their opinions and like everyone should just respect people's views on it.
And
like,
he was on my breast milk till 19 months. Like,
oh yeah, exactly. And like, and you were having oat milk and everything anyway then. So I think actually kind of what is the difference really?
Yeah.
And like I've got a cappuccino here and I actually had almond milk in this one, which was nice. I have almond milk at home that I do with my coffees. And when I'm out, if I don't know, I'm that person who's like looking at the back, like, what is that?
Oh, I just asked him. I'm like, what milk are you using?
Well, yeah. And sometimes I will have Oatly because like sometimes I do enjoy it better than an
I love the
Alpro.
Oatly Barista. Yeah. It's just like a little bit high in sugars. But going back to, because Romeo did initially drink that, like if Oatly Barista was the worst thing in his diet, I'm very much okay with that. You literally see parents giving their like 6 months old a piece of cake. Yeah. And I'm like, he literally didn't have any sugar until he was 2.5.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about like perspective and like looking at the bigger picture. I completely agree. So you also do a lot of like cooking with your children, which I love to see. So let's talk about like getting your children involved in the kitchen, because Romeo's already made his mind up at the moment that he doesn't want to have meat. He's 4 and he's already being very like aware of his health. And I love that. So I think I always say your relationship with food as a mom and how you treat food and how meal times are treated at home like sets your children up for life. So you get your children in the kitchen. Let's talk about it.
So I cannot recommend it more. I think a lot of mums are put off by it because they're like, oh, it's more mess, it's just going to take longer, it's just easier if I do it. And I'm like, it's literally like, just deal with the mess. Like, it's such a bonding experience. They think it's fun. They also, at the age of like 2, 3, 4, are very much aware of the fact they have very little control over their life. So if you get them in the kitchen and get them involved in the decision making around food, that gives them this like, oh my God, I get to help mum make a decision feeling, which is like so lovely. Because when I see this with so many mums, they're like, they're just like, eat it. I've cooked, and I agree. There's nothing more frustrating than cooking a nice home cooked meal for a kid for them to be like, I don't want it or I don't like it. And they're like, eat it. I've cooked it for you. And then again, that like kind of negative association around mealtime starts to build up, and they might not think anything of it in that moment, but it is compounding it over time. And obviously with my history of relationship with food, my big thing is I want them to have a really positive relationship with food. So we never force them to finish anything that they don't want ever. Like, even if my thing is, I really just appreciate them trying it. So if they have one bite of like, because I tend to give them a selection, I never normally do just one thing on their plate, because then again they feel like they've got a bit of a choice. If they have a little bite, so often my mum's like, oh, he only ate like one bite of the muffin and like a few pieces of the pasta. I'm like, that's great. I'm really happy with it, because at least they've put it in their mouth and explored with it. So that's one thing. Don't put any pressure on them to eat. get them involved. If they feel like they've helped you make it, they are way more inclined to try it. And if an example, I had my almost 2-year-old cooking with me the other day, and we were making like a 3-bean chili, and I had the black beans out, and he was one by one helping me put the beans in the pan, which obviously took a while, but he was loving it. And then he started putting them in his mouth and just like thinking it was hilarious because he was eating the ingredients. If I had served him a bowl of black beans, he probably would have pushed it away. But because he felt like there was no pressure and it was his decision, and the same with Romeo, they are always way more inclined to try it. Even if you're just making a smoothie, get them to put the ingredients in. I was doing that with Romeo once, and he started putting spinach leaves in his mouth, and I always turn to my husband and I'm like, they're eating it.
Yeah, it's like amazing.
Yeah, because honestly, you'd think me being a nutritionist, I have these like super healthy, diverse palated kids, but I don't. They are your typical fussy 2 and 4-year-old who probably eat 50% of what I put in front of them.
Yeah, but getting them involved is so good.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah, and like having like meal times are fun, cooking is fun.
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing.
And we always talk about, so Romeo and I have this game that's called What's Good for Your Brain. So we go through the foods of like what foods are good for your brain. And if I say something like, he does eat ice cream, by the way, but if I say, is ice cream good for your brain? He's like, kind of, but not too much of it. I'm like, good answer, buddy.
Oh my God, this is so good.
And then he's like, blueberries are really good for your brain. I'm like, yes.
That is so
just like make it fun. Like make food fun.
Completely. I think that's so nice and so refreshing. And I think weirdly, like they don't learn this at school.
It baffles me.
Also, like,
it baffles me.
Yeah.
And every time, like literally he's starting school in September, and like the first thing I did was go up to the teacher and I was like, if you want me to come in and talk to any of your like years about nutrition, I will.
Yeah.
Because it just baffles me that they're not taught.
I know. I completely agree. It's like the biggest thing, like food is fuel, food is like your energy,
everything.
Food is how you function,
and
you don't get taught it. It's wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So slightly changing the subject now onto kind of your health and what you love about wellness. I want to touch on creatine.
I love creatine.
I'm recently on the whole creatine hype. So as of a lot of people are suddenly, and I'm loving talking about it with people. I'm like, tell me.
Yeah, let's talk about it. How long have you been taking it for?
So I actually started taking it in a gummy form, and I absolutely hated every second of it. I don't like sweets. I don't really like sugar. I don't like gummies. But I saw them, and I'm going to talk about the brand. It was Array, and I love Array products.
I like Array, yeah.
So I'm not bashing the product, but I don't like gummies. But I took it because I thought easy in. I think gummies are an easy in for people taking supplements. So I think it could be your first step if that's you. I felt rubbish. I felt really rubbish on it.
So interesting.
Yeah, and it's because I'm not a sweets person. I'm not a sugar person. And like I actually didn't even enjoy taking them. I found them too sweet. Like the whole process wasn't for me. I blamed the creatine on that. I was like, oh, I'm not feeling great. I think it's creatine. Then I had Rian from Arta on the podcast, and she's obviously just launched her creatine.
God, I love that brand.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So she was like, try our creatine. And I'm now having it every day, and I feel so great.
Really? And how much do you have?
I actually only have a teaspoon at the moment.
Okay.
She has a scoop in the bag. And I think I will start doing that. But I think because I was feeling horrible, I was like
easing yourself
in, because I was like, I just want to make sure it's not the creatine and it was just the gummies, which I know now it definitely is.
Yeah.
But I'm just feeling like, is there any way I can explain it?
I don't, because I am quite an energetic person, so I don't know. But what I do find interesting is there's this research just come out about women taking creatine who were sleep deprived and they had better brain function on the creatine. So for a sleep deprived mum, like my kids are 2 and 4 now, and I'd say 70-80% of the time do get good sleep, but there are still nights where one of them is up. And I'm like, in the morning, I'm like, get that creatine in me, because I'm like, it's going to help my brain, because the world looks like a very dark place when you haven't slept.
Yeah, definitely. And like you're lacking in energy, and as an energy person, it really impacts you.
Yeah.
I think if you like your workouts and the longevity benefits and basically feel great, because I don't feel puffy.
I've never felt puffy on it. I actually, I told my friend how much I was taking the other day, and she was like, what? So I've just upped my intake to 8 grams a day.
So what's that in terms of serving? How do you serve it?
So 1 scoop is 5 grams.
Fine, okay.
So I'll do like a really heaped scoop. So I'd say like 7 or 8 grams I'm getting a day.
And what brand do you use?
Thorn.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, I've always used Thorn, really like it. I've never felt puffy on it. I also really struggle to build muscle, and that's something I've been focusing on for like the last 6 months, probably around when I started introducing meat actually. So I'm such a small, like naturally slighted frame person. So I really want to try and build my muscle. So I'm just going to up the level of creatine.
I love it. No, I'm the same. I don't feel puffy. I don't feel, everyone's like it's a bulky supplement. I don't feel bulky.
I've never ever had any negative side effects.
No, I love it.
I love it. And I think there's so much, particularly for women, like muscle health, bone density, cognitive function, so much linked to longevity. At this point, I'm kind of like, if you're going to take one supplement as a woman, I would opt for creatine. Yeah. And it's not overly expensive.
No.
Super easy to take.
I agree. I think my like fundamental supplement like stack, I'd say, is like a good omega-3, whether it's like algae or fish oil, depending on what you're going for. But like a high quality, definitely. I say magnesium at night is another definite.
Love magnesium at the moment.
Yeah.
And again, growing research for aging women.
Yeah. So that's a massive one. Creatine, definitely. And then vitamin D in the winter. People say vitamin D all year round. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you a story. When I got my bloods done, my vitamin D was like very high. So I was actually advised to take away my vitamin D supplement for a while.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, there we go. I just don't think you need it all the time. No. I think when we've had an amazing summer,
we do retain it quite well. So yeah, I would just get your bloods done. Yeah, instead of spending all this money on supplements, like go to your GP. You don't need to spend like £100 on some fancy online blood test.
No.
Get your GPs to do your bloods. Yeah, free panel, and then assess what you need.
Completely. I just did that recently, and I was like, oh, I'm actually pretty great in levels. Everything's fine. I felt like really lethargic suddenly, and I was like, oh my god, my iron's low. I need to go to get my bloods done. I think I'm just overdoing it.
Once you get it in your head,
oh yeah,
you're like, and then you go down this rabbit hole of trying with all these different supplements, and then you lose track of what it could be that's affecting different moods and energy levels because you're taking so many.
Yeah, completely. And I was like, oh my god, I'm burning out, and like I'm so low, and like I'm like nutrient deprived, and I think I was just burning the candle at both ends. I just need to calm down a bit.
Too much. Just sleep more.
On sleep, mouth tape. You are a mouth tape.
I am. Do you know my only ever video that went viral on Instagram got like 12 million views, and it was a 5-second video of me putting mouth tape on.
I love it.
And it like went viral. Crazy.
People find mouth tape
fascinating
because they're like, are you not dying in your sleep?
That I got, as you can imagine, with like a viral video, you get probably like 80% was like amazing, like all intrigued, and then the other 20% was like, what if a robber comes in the house? Like, what do you do if you want to sneeze? I'm like, well, take the mouth tape off. You're going to sneeze. Like,
yeah. But also,
you can take it off.
Yeah, it's not permanent.
I wake up in the night and I drink water. So I literally just peel it back, drink my water, put it back on.
Yeah, it's very, very doable. So why do you like it? When did you start using it? What do you find good about it?
I've probably been doing it for around a year. I don't do it religiously every night. I'd say I do it like at least 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
If this sounds really weird, but if I just know I'm going to be up with my kids, I don't put it on because I'm like, there's just no point. Like I need to be able to speak to my kids if they need me. And actually sometimes my little boy Romeo sleeps in the bed with me and he doesn't like it when I wear it.
That is so funny.
Sometimes I have to wait till he goes to sleep and then I just like put it on once he's not looking at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started wearing it because I listened to a podcast. I can't remember whose it was, but it was one of the experts who specializes in like nasal breathing, and he was just linking all these diseases and like asthma, lung problems to the fact that we're not breathing properly. And it was so weird. At the time, I listened to that podcast and I was like, I walk and I open my mouth to breathe. I'm working out and my mouth is open. I was just mouth breathing all the time. And in my pregnancy, I actually started snoring. So, and there's so much to this. There's also this research that says that like the shape of your face can change.
Yeah.
And we get that like, because we want like defined kind of jawlines, don't we? And if you're sleeping with your mouth open every night, you're literally doing that. And it's like changing. So I was like, oh my God, it's like anti-aging as well. And I've never had Botox or anything because I'm obviously been pregnant or breastfeeding and I do want it. But actually living this whole toxic-free life now, I maybe won't get it. But I was like, this is great because now I have like this hack to keep my face lifted. Yeah. So yeah, facelifting, all this like research around nasal breathing and how good it is for like just kind of like add, you know, because like we detoxify when we're sleeping, so keeping your mouth closed, it helps like your nose like clear out all this like unwanted bacteria. And you genuinely, now that I can see on my Ultra Human ring the amount of deep sleep I get pre-midnight is crazy. Like, and I've done like challenges where I don't wear it for a night and then I wear it, and I never get as much deep sleep as when I'm wearing it.
I completely agree. And it's like,
and I'm not saying it's for everyone. I'm just saying it really works for me.
Yeah, and it's like, I kind of just think it's like the last step in your routine. Yeah. It's like seal everything up and sleep.
Yes.
And like,
yes, exactly.
That's what happens. It's like, good night, and it's like gone.
Yeah.
And it just works. And talking of anti-aging, the whole deep sleep element is also so anti-aging.
Yeah, exactly.
Your jawline, everyone's like, oh, it's not like supported. There's no evidence. That is obvious. Like if you're dropping your jaw, that muscle is relaxing and it's going to sag.
You can literally see as people age, their like neck merging with their chin.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm going to get surgery if that happens.
Yeah, to me. Like, no, you don't want that.
That's not supposed to be a thing. So, and I think as well, again, this might be a bit of like myth, but I don't think it is. Meat eaters have better jawlines.
Because the chewing. Yeah, well, the whole
and
chewing
they're saying
thing.
that kids now who are being weaned on like really, really soft foods, they're not developing a proper jawline. So I'm very grateful that I could breastfeed my kids for so long, because again, bottle feeding and giving them dummies. I gave my first a dummy. I did not give my second one. Like it just messes with the way that their mouth and jaw forms.
Yeah, so interesting. There's lots to it. It's not bonkers.
Exactly.
There is there is some truth behind the madness of putting tape on your mouth.
As crazy as it sounds.
Literally. And other wellness things, what else do you love? I mean, I know you're a leg up the wall girl. Yes. I am also a leg up the wall girl.
And do you know what? My kids have started doing that with me as well. So like my little boy Hudson thinks it's hilarious. But yeah, and then Romeo, bless him, he's even started like breathing with me and like doing breath work. He's like, Mum, take a deep breath in, bring your arms up. I know, like he teaches me to be a better person, I swear. Like I don't know where he gets it from. So yeah, we do legs up the wall a couple times, maybe like 3 or 4 times a week. Breath work I'm really into, even if it's just like 5 to 6 minutes a day. I've been taping my face.
Let's talk about that, because I'm all for it. I'm
trying to steer away from Botox. I wanted it for so long. I'm actually really pleased now that I've been pregnant or breastfeeding, because it's stopped me from having it. But yeah, I'm going to try I've only been doing it a couple months, but taping over the lines that you see appearing. I don't know, I'll give you an update in a few months.
Please do. I'm all for that. I want to get on it.
And it's cheap as well. These are like Botox is like 300 quid for it to last for like 2 months. And again, that really hit me. I was like, I'm going to pay like hundreds of pounds and my face can look exactly the same in like 3 months' time.
Yeah, and I have to do it all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anything like toxic free. I'm really into non-toxic living at the moment. And I don't want to scare anyone, and I am not perfect. There's just like toxins everywhere, like in our cleaning products, skincare, shampoos, conditioners, laundry tablets, dishwasher tablets. So I'm very slowly but surely trying to clear my house out of toxins. And again, even like plastic lids on coffee.
Yeah.
We've both taken our lids off. Sometimes I'll be walking along and I'll need a lid on. So I know that there's probably microplastics going into my body, and God, the amount of times I've heated my lunch in a freaking plastic lunchbox kills me.
I know, but also on planes, it really gets to me. I'm like you're on EasyJet and they're putting plastic sandwiches in this heat thing. And I'm like, what?
I know.
This is just crazy.
And we've all been living like this for so long. And then you get people being like, well, we're all fine. Like this has been happening for so long. I'm like, but we're kind of not, because everyone, like our parents' generations, a lot of them have underlying health issues, or, their joints are achy, or, they're pre-diabetic. Like, and I know that sounds really dramatic, and I'm not saying microplastics are the cause of that, but it annoys me when people are like, well, we're all fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we could be doing better.
Yeah.
And you just don't know. And now that the research is coming out of how many things have toxins in, and like kids and, eczema. So many kids have eczema because of all the toxic skincare products. But like Johnson's is the worst. And I'm pretty sure my mom put that on me when I was little.
Yeah, completely.
So people think I'm so annoying and crazy, but I'm like, if I can help it, I'm like, don't come near my kids with that.
Yeah.
And again, like I know that when they go to my mum's house, maybe she washes their clothes in like very non-bio, whatever it is. But when they're in my house, I want my house to be as non-toxic as possible.
I'm with you. And I think what you said about like slowly but surely, it's one of those, isn't
and
it?
it's doing what you can, like I said.
Yeah. Anything that comes into the house now is non-toxic, and like slowly when things need to change, the toxic thing will go and the non will come in.
Exactly. And it's like you can finish using your toxic shampoo before you switch to a non-toxic one.
Exactly. And like
it's not going to kill you on the spot.
No.
But if you want to improve your health, and particularly as a female, if you're having like painful periods where you feel like your hormones are out of balance, I know this sounds dramatic, but it could be everything you're doing in your skincare routine in the morning that's having a negative effect.
Yeah. And the scary thing is, the more non-toxic you are, when you find another product which maybe is a bit toxic and you put it on, the response you get is really extreme. Like I tried a different sun cream yesterday and I suffer.
That's another thing. I'd rather my kids be wearing sunscreen than not, but
I know.
But sometimes it's a toxic one.
I know.
And I actually put it on my skin the other day and I was like, it's like stinging my skin.
Yeah. Like I suffer with perioral dermatitis sometimes.
Yeah.
And I put the sun cream on and it was literally irritating my skin. And I was like, no, it's gone.
And every time like my husband sprays his hairspray, I'm like, kids, get out the room.
Run!
Don't do it in front of the babies.
He's like, wait, what?
I know.
Oh, honestly, what are we like? Okay, I want to finish off by asking you, what is in your bag? I love this question. Let's get the bag out.
It's a proper Mary Poppins bag.
I love it.
Right. So
you are a mum, so there's going to be a lot of mum.
I'm just going to pre-warn you. Okay, so we've got my water bottle that is not plastic.
Not plastic. We like that.
Phone, obviously. Okay, so I always carry SPF with me.
So which one is this?
So this is, what is it? Attitude Natural Care.
Okay. Wow, this is
plastic free, all natural.
Amazing.
And it's more so like, it's literally just a stick.
That's
nice.
So
if I'm out with the boys and the sun comes out, like,
there you go.
The sun goes on. Okay. Yeah. I love these mints.
Yes. Flavor. Which ones are those?
Peppersmith.
Oh, yeah. Non-plastic as well.
Yeah, non-plastic. Humantra Electrolyte. You never know.
You never know. Lychee.
Like if I'm traveling. Yeah. No, I do like lychee, but that's elderberry.
Oh, elderberry.
Keys. And then these bars are really good. Again, this is like my mum, if I'm out and the kids need a snack. So this is called That's It bar. It's literally an apple and blueberries in one bar.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's it.
I love That's
lip
It. That's
oil
a good name.
from Clarins. I mean,
lovely.
That might be toxic,
but it's actually I've got that exact one. That's really it is nice.
It's nice, isn't it? It's like a lip oil.
Yeah.
Like a little lead in case I need to charge my phone.
Nice.
This is like a little energy boost roll on. It's like essential oils because I don't wear perfume because all perfume's toxic.
I know. I put it on my clothes.
I haven't worn perfume since I was pregnant. I know.
Wow.
I would, if I'm like out with my sister, let's say, I might do a spritz. But I don't have it in the house. So.
Oh my gosh. There's a gap in the market for this, but.
Well, saying that, I've actually made my.
Oh my God, DIY.
I've made my own little non-toxic perfume.
What is the, oh my God, I actually can't. This is the best thing.
The long-term goal is to like bottle that up and sell it, but we're not quite there yet because I've got a 2 and a 4-year-old and a full-time job. Umbrella, because we're in London.
Yeah, and you never know.
And some tissue in case the kids need it. These are like like eco-friendly straws.
This is the best bag ever.
It needs its own podcast episode.
It does.
Okay, sunglasses. Those are actually my spare pair of sunglasses because it's not that sunny today.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like pair of kids socks as well.
You never know when one
and
might
actually
lose.
We needed those the other day because we went to soft play and one of them wasn't wearing socks.
There you go.
Okay, so we have a nappy in here.
Nice.
You never know.
You never know.
This is like 100% tallow. So it like makes for a good handle lip balm on the go.
Yes.
And that's an actual lip balm. That's a Lucy B one. Oh, hyaluronic acid by Evolve.
Oh.
If I'm like out and about and my face feels dry, this is the best thing ever.
Okay, that is great. Where's that one from?
Evolve.
Okay, Evolve.
Sophie 15 if you want a discount.
Oh, is that Health? Or Evolve actually.
You can get Evolve on Health.
Nice.
But I have all their skincare products because they're like natural, organic, non-toxic. They do everything.
Sophie 15, we'll highlight that one.
Yeah. So I've got just, emergency cash.
Nice. Yeah, in the makeup bag.
I won't get the nappy out. This is a non-toxic deodorant balm.
I have that one.
Do you?
I have it in the purple.
AKT.
Yeah, I think it's like Act.
It's orange. Act.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is
really
great.
Nice. It's just so nice because it's quite discreet as well. You just put it on your finger and
Yeah. And also, I wasn't really a fan of the whole finger part, but actually the smell's amazing.
Yes, it is. And it is my on-the-go one. So I have like what do I use at home? Wild?
Fine, yeah, I'm on Fussy.
Fussy. It's Fussy. It's
you
not
have Fussy?
Wild. It's
yeah,
Fussy.
I have Fussy.
What else? Gosh, we've got some tweezers in here.
This is the best.
So this is like if I'm out and I have a snack that needs resealing.
Oh my God, she's so organised.
It's just, this is my mum bag though. AirPods.
Yeah.
Lip liner. Again, it's probably toxic. It's like a Rimmel one or something.
We can only do what we can do. I mean,
and then
we can't do miracles.
A little comb as well. Just,
Oh, love a comb. I love a comb. This is the best. Well,
there we go.
So many recommendations in there. Wow, love, especially the Evolve. Going to check them out.
Yeah, no, honestly, Evolve Skin, they do shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and then your whole skincare routine, like body and face, and hair oil as well.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, honestly, I really recommend that.
Yeah, I'll try that out. Sophie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This has been so good. So many recommendations. We'll link everything. It's been great.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Next week, I am giving you a live panel recording. I opened Carve's third studio in Victoria, and we did a live panel with Ryan from Arta, who's been on the podcast. We had Lisa from Jaga, who is a delicious drinks brand, and we had Matt from Rome. We deep dive on all things nutrition, them as founders. We talk about collagen, we talk about creatine, we talk about protein, beef, we talk about it all. So if you're keen to hear this live panel discussion live from the new Carve studio in Victoria, then click that follow and subscribe button so you are alerted when the episode goes live next Tuesday. Thank you guys so much, and see you next week.